This is by far my favorite book in the entire world when it comes to business. And in this specific video, I want to share with you 5 lessons that I learned by reading this book. But more importantly, how throughout the years, I was able to experience that the lessons that I'm about to teach you in this video are incredibly true, powerful, and super profitable. So let's begin. Hi everyone, Christian here on YouTube. Welcome to a brand new video for the channel. Today, I'm gonna teach you 5 different lessons that I actually learned by reading my favorite book from Robert Kiyosaki, which is Rich Dad's Guide to Investing. And the lessons that I'm gonna teach you in this specific video are the lessons that actually helped me build my multiple businesses, my investment portfolios, and more importantly, my personal relationships that actually brought me to become financially free. So if by any chance during this video you find value or you enjoyed any part of it, make sure that you smash the like button as usual to support this YouTube channel. So let's begin. So the first lesson that I actually learned from this book is actually that you can start with like any business, or you can start making money, or you can start your business, your trading career, anything. You can actually start with $0 or without any money. Now, this actually, it doesn't mean that you're gonna find some sort of free money fountain or anything like that. No, it doesn't mean that. But what it means is that throughout this book, I was able to actually learn that there are ways, or there are things that are way more valuable than actual money. And there are certain ways that people uses to make money from no money at all. One of the examples that I can actually teach you is that I've seen a lot of entrepreneurs during the last probably 4 years since the pandemic creating their own digital products, which it usually takes, I don't know, an online course in regards to cooking, gardening, hardware stores and stuff like that. All of these courses online that basically don't take much other than a camera and microphone, and sometimes not even a microphone, and a few hours a day to actually record a few videos with lessons and a course and then sell it online. So basically the cost of that product is actually zero, as there are some affiliate companies out there that you can actually put your videos into it. You don't even have to buy a website or anything like that. And all of it is 100% free. Now, obviously this is just one of the examples, and I don't know, the one that fits the most when I'm, in this YouTube channel. But one of the things that I actually learned is that you can start with no money in pretty much any other businesses. I've actually seen entrepreneurs selling real estate for other people, working as salespeople, and then when their commissions, then they can go ahead and buy the first investment property. They start diversifying their sources of income and so on. So starting with $0 is not a myth. It's something that is doable. And again, it's something that I actually learned from this book. By the way, before I continue with the other 4 lessons, you should buy this book online. There's audiobook, there's the hard book. I actually like to have the hardcover, and definitely recommend you to read it anytime you can. I think you can actually find it online on PDF 100% free, but spend like $20 and invest in a book, and trust me, it's gonna be 100% worth it. The second lesson that I actually understood, learned, and applied from this book is that time is way more valuable than money. What I mean by it is that some people would actually prefer to invest their time into doing something, into building something, into going somewhere, instead of actually investing money instead of time. One of the things that I've actually learned from the bunch of millionaires that I've studied, such as Elon Musk, Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos, all of these people actually have a lot of employees that do whatever they don't want to do because they're spending their money into something that is way more profitable or pays out more. Let me give you a for instance. My laundry. I don't do my laundry. Even though I do enjoy sometimes actually doing my laundry. As a matter of fact, 4 or 5 years ago, I used to do my laundry every Wednesday and every Sunday, but it's something that takes a lot of time. And unless it's something that you actually doing because you enjoy it, and in order to recover, to perform a lot better in your business, then it's something that someone else can actually do for you. I'm not saying that you shouldn't do anything, you should hang around all day and just be lazy. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that time is more valuable than money. So if I have to go to the dentist, for instance, and because I go to the dentist and I live in one of the most crowded, traffic wise cities in the world, then I could probably spend like 2 to 3 hours by just going to the dentist, right? So if I can actually invest the money and bring the dentist right here, or I can go with someone who is a little bit more expensive but is nearby, then definitely I would go like that. Right? I don't know. Second scenario, instead of actually going clothes shopping, and then I can just go ahead and go to Amazon, which will take me less time. Instead of, I don't know, cutting my own grass, then I have a gardener that actually comes and takes care of the garden and pour water on it, whatever. But the point is that the time is way more valuable than money. As a matter of fact, to mention in this little part, resting time is the most important time on my working schedule. And this is something that a lot of people would actually don't understand. And I don't know, they try to contradict this part by saying that resting is not part of work. But trust me, a good night of sleep can actually change your performance, your KPIs. It can change your conversions, your sales, whatever it is that you do. It can change everything. So honestly, in my personal case, resting is even way more important than working. Well, coming back to the time is way more valuable than money, this resting time is super important to me. So I don't receive calls, I don't receive text messages, I don't actually do anything besides just resting. That could be either going into, I don't know, Netflix and watch a movie, or going and see a TV series, or doing something, right? But in my resting time, it could be sleeping. So I actually take care of my time way than I take care of my money. So that's basically the point here. If you prefer to actually save a few pennies and waste a whole day doing something you don't even like, then you're giving a lot more value to money instead of giving a lot of value to time. Right? So that's the second lesson that I was able to learn in this book. The third one is actually a little bit, it generates some sort of debate. Well, actually, all of these points actually generate some sort of disagreement among a lot of people. Number one, because 99% of people would actually, 95% of people would actually think the wrong way when it comes to business, and 5% actually dominate that thinking, and that's the reason why 5% of the world is rich, 95% of the world is not, right? So this lesson is hiring people is not losing money. And I know some of you, if you follow me for a while, you already know that this type of thinking is not good, right? But what's important to understand in this part or in this lesson is that I'm not saying you're supposed to go and hire a bunch of people, whatever. No, what I'm saying is that it's okay to hire people when you need it. Like, I've seen a lot of people having their local businesses. This is way more often on local businesses such as, I don't know, souvenir stores and stuff like that. Well, this person actually don't want to pay anyone to cover a 12-hour shift. Well, not a 12-hour, like a 10-hour, 8-hour shift or whatever. And he or she prefers to actually spend those 10 to 12 hours in the store instead of paying someone. Well, yes, you're saving a few bucks by not paying a person. You're actually getting too tired. So you're pretty much reducing lifetime on earth because you're pretty much overworking yourself, right? That's number one. Number two reason is because we're not the smartest people in the world, okay? And one of the things that you have to learn, especially in this book, is that hiring someone who is smarter than you is gonna be way more profitable than you doing it yourself. How many times have you actually heard the saying, if you want to do something right, you have to do it yourself? That's a poor person mentality, right? So what you need to do is hire the right people. What I mean with the right people, I'm talking about, I don't know, an engineer that knows a lot more than computers than you. I don't know, an accountant that knows a lot more about taxes than you. A salesperson that is a way better salesperson than you. So you actually have to hire someone who's better than you at that specific task, and you have to pretty much focus yourself on management, right? You can't just hire a manager for all of your businesses, because otherwise you don't know exactly what's going on throughout your businesses. But in all different areas, obviously you have to have smart people who actually can do the job a lot better than yourself. Right? For instance, I don't do my taxes, my accountant does. I don't actually check the websites, the engineer does. I don't design the logos and stuff for websites. My designer does. I don't even edit my videos, my video editor does. So in the end, all of these people are way better than me at what they do. So therefore, there wouldn't be any point for me doing it myself. Now, the mistake that a lot of people would do is that they will actually lower their outcome, which means they will lower the quality of their work because they want to do it themselves instead of actually paying someone. Now, this actually has a lot of window to actually discuss, because obviously, what is it, the pros and cons of hiring someone? We can leave that for a different video, but the point of this is that hiring people is not losing money if you hire the right people. Now, this next one actually includes me in the conversation. Why? Because the fourth lesson is your mentor is super important. Look, I know a lot of people, and that's okay, that try to hustle themselves, and they pretend like they don't need a mentor to actually, to make money or to, I don't know, you know what I mean, right? That's not 100% true, okay? Your mentor has to be someone who is in a position that you want to be at, or at least has to have this history of going through a stage where you want to be at. Like, for instance, my mentor, the one that I had made like $15 million in 2015, if I'm not mistaken, 2016. My target was to make $10 million. That was my initial target. And I was like, okay, this guy actually went through that already. He's way over it, but he's been where I want to be. So that's the type of mentor that you can have. Can it be your father, your mother, your brother, your cousin? Yeah, it can. Your teacher? It can be your mentor, but is that person in a position that you want to be, or is in the same position as yourself? Because look, the mistake that a lot of people would actually do is, I don't know, they follow each other. Like, there are a couple of friends in college or whatever, they haven't even graduated, or even if they did, doesn't matter, but they're actually, like mentoring each other when it's like a closed circle, right? Because he doesn't know way more than I know, and I don't know that much more than he does, right? So in the end, your mentor has to be someone who knows a lot more than you know, who can actually see your mistakes and pretty much even understand why you make them and what's going to be the result of those mistakes. So your mentor is super important. Now, you don't have to have a physical mentor that you physically have in your house or in the office, or that you can gather every single day or week or month. If you do, that's fantastic. That's 100 times better. But you can always have a mentor that doesn't even communicate with you. My first mentor, for instance, was actually Mark Zuckerberg. Why? Because I admired the way he actually grabbed an idea and turned it into millions of dollars, especially the way he hustled in order to make that happen. But then I actually met my personal mentor back in 2015, and I had the pleasure of actually personally meet him, have meetings with him, have video calls with him. And in the end, he actually helped me to avoid a lot of mistakes that could actually cost me years and years of learning. Does that make sense? So your mentor doesn't have to be someone you already know in person, but it can be anyone. I can be your mentor. If you don't like me, then some other YouTuber can be your mentor. At the end, the point is that you can actually take advantage of the knowledge of that mentor that you have and actually apply what he or she advises you, and then get better results and avoid more mistakes than the ones that you probably would do without any mentor. And the last lesson that I was able to learn from this book is actually that bad markets is a great investment opportunity. Look, I remember specifically on March the 6th, Yeah, March the 6th. It was like 10 a.m. in the morning. And well, I don't know if it was March the 6th or the 4th. You can check that out on the charts. But March the 6th or the 4th at 10 a.m. in the morning, I was in my headquarters office. I used to have a headquarters offices right here. So I was there, and at 10 a.m. Bitcoin actually hit $3,000. It was the biggest drop ever, and it was because of the pandemic. So I remember that I actually talked to my entire office and said, if you want to buy Bitcoin, this is the moment to buy Bitcoin. And so if you remember, well, at the time I'm recording this video, Bitcoin is at $58,000. It went from $3,000 to $70,000. So imagine if you would have put, let's say, you would have bought $30,000 worth of Bitcoin. That was 10 Bitcoins, right? When it was $70,000, you would have sold it at $700,000. You were this close to becoming a millionaire. The saddest part is that I didn't take advantage of it. I already had Bitcoin, but I didn't actually buy a bunch of Bitcoin at the moment. I decided to DCA Bitcoin, and still my biggest investment was when Bitcoin was actually at $15,000. But my point is that butt markets give you awesome opportunities, like buy the dip or take advantage of clearance or whatever. I'm not talking about stores, I'm talking about real estate. The bad market of real estate actually, that's been happening for the past 2 or 3 years in the US, is actually a great opportunity to buy a bunch of houses, apartment buildings, or whatever. Now, if you're not in that league yet, I mean, you don't have $100,000, $200,000 in order to invest and buy real estate, there's a lot of ways to actually make money with bad market conditions, such as, for instance, I think it was Apple. No, it was Facebook that had a huge drop in points back in 2018 because of Mark Zuckerberg being called to I think it was a senator interviewing him or whatever in regards to this Cambridge leak of information, whatever. The point is that it actually dropped a lot. If you would have bought shares in that market, you would have made tons and tons of money. So my point is that bad markets actually are great opportunities to make money. And this book actually teaches you exactly why and how to do it. One of the lessons where he actually talks about it is that he discovered that when businesses are doing great, the economy is doing great, everyone is investing, and it's exactly the wrong time to invest. So you gotta wait for everybody to start selling their shares, their real estate, their investments, their Bitcoin, and then you can start buying when they're desperate and making money when they want to buy back, when the market is good again, then you resell them all the stuff, and again, you make a lot of money. So that's the point. Obviously, with these 5 lessons that I just mentioned, it's just like a surface of everything that is included of information in this book. This is a book that I've read a total of 5 times already, and literally making this video makes me want to read it again because you always learn something new. So hopefully you enjoyed the content of this video and you learned anything in regards to these lessons, or at least you got this curiosity of going online and buying a book and start reading it, because trust me, it's actually going to change the way you're going to live for the rest of your life. So hopefully you enjoyed the content of this video. If you did, go ahead and smash the like button as usual to support this YouTube channel. More importantly, if you have any questions, comments to share, you can always use the comment section below. I'll be go ahead and answering comments here and there. So hopefully I can see you there. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.